right with Grixis Urza. I promise this is not a modern tournament against Aiden Brier on your left playing 4-color control.
Say this, Legacy looks really different right now
than anything we've seen. Where are the combo decks? I mean, really, the only combo, I would say the best combo deck is Golgari Depths, probably, if I had to guess. So here's a Ponder. Thoughtseize has been played. Is that a... No. No.
What?
Okay, it's an Ether Spellbomb.
What did you think it was?
Cold Steel Heart.
Oh, wow.
And then I had a lot of questions.
Wow. Well, it got the snow, right? So
yeah.
It was confusing.
All right, there goes Goblin Engineer. There's a Brainstorm here for Phil. That'll resolve. Baleful Strix among the cards. So let's see, what does this deck get that it doesn't have in Modern? Ponder and Brainstorm, those are two huge additions. People are playing Angrath's Rampage. Well, Phil is. It's got some versatility. That's probably pretty nice here in Legacy, as Baleful Strix is going to come across here for Aiden. You can have Ether Spellbomb if you wanted it, and you get presumably better mana, but you're already snow-based anyway. So not a ton of new additions.
No.
All right. I imagine some better sideboard cards, but most of them do look like they're Modern legal too. So there's Baleful Strix. Polluted Delta's the land pass, a turn back. Aiden has Plague Engineer and Baleful Strix on the battlefield. Now here's Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize will show you 2 forces, 3 Urzas, and a Thopter Foundry. All right.
Assuming the Plague Engineer is shutting down the Thopters.
I have to assume as well, partner. My life for a Cabal Therapy.
Get it all with the Strix.
Oh, yeah.
Get it all.
Phil is going to sacrifice that Polluted Delta. Play a Badlands. Now here's Urza. All right. Force of Will. We'll have a little force battle. That Phil's going to win. He'll get a Construct. That Construct's a 4/4 right now. Now, Aiden's going to draw a card with his Astrolabe.
Really important for Brier here to have a removal spell for Urza.
Yeah, otherwise it could run away with things
very quickly.
Huh. Here's a card this deck isn't playing. Mox Opal.
Sure.
Little surprising. Renin 6 down. I mean, it looks like it's just being replaced with a bunch of cantrips.
Right, because a lot of the cheap artifacts, the cantripping artifacts, probably weaker on rate than Brainstorm and Ponder.
Yeah, because Bobble's gone.
Right, and once you're making those sort of cuts, then, you know, you can't really reliably make Opal work.
Yeah, this deck plays the modern version, pardon me, plays 2 copies of Chromatic Star a lot of the time. So that's gone too. The Acre Wellspring is long gone. Way too low power. There's a hard-cast Force of Will on the Plague Engineer, and now here comes the Plague Engineer that's on the battlefield. So we head back over to Phil. Phil's going to activate Urza. It looks like. Yeah. Prismatic Vista. Beatdowns. And we'll search for a snow-covered mountain via the Prismatic Vista. Aiden's going to play Abrupt Decay on the Strix and get in here with the Plague Engineer. Phil has a Thopter Foundry, and now he'll activate and play a Ponder. New card after shuffling away. Island attack with Urza. Aiden, 2 more. And Blechman going to fall down to 7 while Brier's at 12, and now Wasteland will kill a land. 5 mana. Let's activate Urza again. See what this one finds. It's Angrath's Rampage. Abrupt Decay is going to take care of the Thopter Foundry. And now Phil will deploy another one. So we head back over to Aiden again. Aiden looks like he's going to brainstorm. These two players working themselves deep into a later game. No surprise there.
Blechman with a much better of it here with Urza.
You would think so. Scalding Tarn will be sacrificed. That'll go get a basic snow-covered island. Kolagon's Command. Going to return Plague Engineer and kill Thopter Foundry. There's your activation of Urza once again. Snow-covered island. There's a beatdown for 2. So we get our life totals updated here. We activate Urza again. Plague Engineer came down. I imagine named Thopter. The problem here for Phil is he just hasn't really hit anything with his Urza activations.
Yeah, although he's approaching 2 activations in a turn soon. And still got some life to play with. But yeah, you'd obviously prefer to find a big hit by this point.
Well, there's Jace the Mind Sculptor. The very powerful Planeswalker is going to be brainstorming. 2 cards will go back. There's Plague Engineer coming in. So, let's ponder. 6-6. Astrolabe will draw. Needle, name Jace. And now activate. Just figure out how you want to do it. Let's start by attacking. Aiden's going to go down to 5. Now you'll activate. Mystery card is Astrolabe. Draw a card. Baleful Strix. Draw a card. Sacrifice the fetch. Get a snow-covered island. And now it's a Sword of the Meek.
Really good looking turn there for Blechman.
That's a lot of stuff in one turn.
No Haymaker, but an answer to Jace the Mind Sculptor, a way to trade off with the Plague Engineer, and now a ton of resources to work with. Start activating Urza twice in a turn.
A couple copies of Ponder here from Aiden. And now it's a Snapcaster Mage that's going to target Abrupt Decay. No, it looks like Kolagon's Man, which is much better. So kill Baleful Strix, blow up the Needle, brainstorm with the Jace, keep a card on top, get in here with Plague Engineer. So a good turn from Aiden. Good turns for both players. Thopter Foundry is timely. That's so that's infinite. No, it's not.
Yeah, you still got to do something about the Plague Engineer.
Yep, no, it's not. I'll slow my roll. Polluted Delta is not exactly what the doctor was looking for. Urza might be wearing the sword. Okay. Huh. Aiden's going to fall down to 2, while Phil's at 3.
Still got the mana up to activate here. Trying to find a blocker or something.
Well, yeah, you can just activate Thopter Foundry,
right.
Sacrifice the Astrolabes, and draw some, or gain some life. The Thopters will die from the Plague Engineer, but okay. There's Urza. Yep, get your token. Pass the turn back.
So we're turtle up again for another turn.
Yep. I think Aiden thought he may have had to win that turn when he didn't. So Phil right now is at 1, and Aiden's at 2. Now your Plague Engineer doesn't really want to get into the red zone. And goodbye Construct token. Beatdowns. All right, sacrifice a couple artifacts, gain some life. There's Baleful Strix. That'll draw a card. Force of Will says actually it won't.
Yeah, I mean, you got to draw a line in the sand here somewhere where you can put Blechman on having to find one specific out through Urza. And Baleful Strix just too good at blocking on this battlefield.
There's EE on 3. That can take care of the Plague Engineer. So Jace is going to bounce. No. No, it will not. Aiden Brier is going to brainstorm instead. Now he'll sack his Verdant Catacombs. Fatal Push on Urza.
Yeah, try to see what's going on right now before moving into combat. And if he wants to activate his Urza, that comes at the expense of having Engineer Explosives available.
All right, blow that up. Urza down. Oh, yeah, he can make some stuff. Right.
Yeah.
No, he can't make much.
Yeah, you can make one.
Yeah.
And then the other removal spell cleans it up.
Yeah, the Fatal Push takes care of the token, and it's an attack exactly for 2 to get the game over with. So Aiden Brier wins game number 1, pardon me, over Phil Blechman. 4-color control, and Grixis Urza are in one heck of an affair there. You can see the clock is winding down very quickly here, and they are going to get game number 2 underway here in just a moment. Blechman does have 2 Tormod Scripts, 2 Damping Spheres, Grafdigger's Cage and Snaring Bridge, another copy of Pithing Needle, 2 Plague Engineers of his own, 2 Kolaghan's Command of his own, 2 Hydroblast, a Pyroblast, and a Tezzeret Agent of Bolts.
Blast seemed pretty good here. Like the additional Pithing Needle as well.
I want those K commands.
Yep. Kolaghan's Command seems good.
Hard for me to imagine that those aren't going to be good in this matchup, though these players don't have a ton of time here. For Aiden, he's got a Karakas, 2 Surgicals, 3 Pyroblast, a Hydroblast, an Ancient Grudge, Force Negation, Plague Engineer. Engineers look good in that first game. 2 Leovold, haven't seen that one for a little while, a Pithing Needle, a Veil of Summer, and a Crop Rotation.
I mean, there isn't anything that jumps out at me as being awesome here. I think there's something to be said for Force Negation, the Grudge, the Plague Engineer, even the Leovolds, but no obvious star. It's the thing about the Grixis Urza decks, both in Legacy and in Modern, there isn't one very obvious angle of attack against them. Even the Shatters just aren't. They're okay sometimes, but they're not reliably good.
Underway here in game number 2. Couple copies of Baleful Strixes here for Phil, and now a Ponder. Well, it looks like Renin 6 got hit with a Force of Will. And now there's Goblin Engineer, which can, of course, go find the sword if it wants to. But Force of Will, exiling Force of Will take care of the powerful Goblin, and now here's Chase the Mind Sculptor. The powerful Planeswalker will do some brainstorming here for Aiden Brier. 2 cards will go back. Phil's going to have to start checking that thing. Well, Needle will take care of it. And there's Thopter Foundry. Interestingly, I'm curious if Phil should be attacking Jace or not, because Kolaghan's Command can take care of that Needle, and you have to imagine there's probably more artifact removal after sideboard.
Yeah, the Pithing Needle is not safe, but if you, I mean, do you want to attack down to 1 and not needle anything? Or do you want to needle and also attack?
Needle and also attack is what I'm interested in. This Plague Engineer comes down. It's naming Thopter. Sword of the Meek and Thopter Foundry are now on the battlefield.
I think that's just too slow of a way to do it. Like if you, I guess you would attack Jace down to 1, and Kolaghan's Command takes care of 1 Strix plus the Needle. I guess the problem, if you do it that way, is Brier can simply go, all right, Kolaghan's Command, your 2 Strixes, and then wait for an answer to the Needle. Sure. I guess in that spot, you're still
fine.
Yeah, you're still fine. You're at least holding.
Yeah, the Jace is still handled.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an option. I'm not saying it's my idea is right or wrong. Just a thought. Problem here for Phil is he's got no land. Now he just drew a Delta, so that's good news for him. Now there's Angrath's Rampage. Took care of the Plague Engineer. Plague Engineer is actually quite good in this matchup. Could see that being a pretty good card, actually. Not just for Modern anymore, though it was in Modern Horizons. That is an Arkham's Astrolabe. This is a Pyroblast. And now Surgical Extraction is going to take care of the Thopter Foundries forever. So that aspect of Phil's deck no longer exists.
And that's a big one because a lot of the times when you watch the Urza decks here, they have Thopter Sword to go infinite, and then they really struggle to win the game if that combo is broken up. They have some stray threat cards. Sometimes you can get it done with a construct of Urza, but the deck's not super flush with different sorts of win conditions.
Ren and 6 got back a Wasteland, took care of a Badland. Sword of the Meek went on to the Baleful Strix to help take care of the Jace. Now the Ren and 6 is still out there. Here's a Brainstorm for Blechman. He'll draw all 3 cards, put 2 cards back. He does find a snow-covered island. Abrupt Decay is going to take care of the Strix. Here's a Ponder. Blechman's never gotten to the mana to actually cast Urza as he keeps with the Ponder. Ren and 6 is going to go up, going to get back a Wasteland. And now here's a Brainstorm. One nice thing about Ren and 6 as well is get your cards back to put back via Brainstorm.
Shuffle.
And you get to
fetch lands, lets you shuffle.
You do get to shuffle. There's Urza, Snapcaster Mage on Pyroblast. Going to take care of the very powerful 4-mana creature. Get back a Polluted Delta. Here's a Brainstorm. You said it.
You get to shuffle your deck.
Yeah, you do. 3 mana. There's your Plague Engineer. Here's your beatdown to Snapcaster Mage. All Blechman can do is pass the turn back. Aiden Brier's got his deck online now. Ren and 6 on 5 counters. Plague Engineer, Snapcaster Mage. Whole bunch of lands. Any non-basics that show up will get hit by Wasteland. Here's a Brainstorm here from Blechman. Goblin Engineer among the cards, but the Thopter Foundry aspect of the deck is long gone. Kolagon's Command is going to kill Plague Engineer. Urza will come back. We'll see a Fatal Push with the trigger on the stack from Urza. And now here's another Astrolabe. Ren going to get back Delta. And Snapcaster Mage is going to try to protect the Planeswalker that's looking to go ultimate now.
Very hard to beat a Ren and 6 emblem over a long game.
And this is already a long game, but that retrace effect, pardon me, it seems like it's a lot to beat, especially now that we're in time. Doesn't strike me as being particularly easy now for Phil Blechman. He can't win the match anymore. That's definitely off the table. Can work yourself towards a draw, though. Here is K Command. That's pretty timely. Just trying to figure out what to do with the modal spell. You get to choose 2. Looks like it'll be kill Snapcaster Mage, get something back. The Construct. Looks like it's going to go after Brier. Brier's going to fall down to 4. It's turn 3 of extra turns. Ren and 6 is going to go ultimate. What is there to retrace? There's a bevy of options.
A lot of cantrips.
Also Kolagon's Command. All right, Astrolabe to start. Decay. Pass.
Retrace Decay is nice.
It's not bad. And Aiden's just, I've got 3 lands in my hand, so I can basically stop anything that you're going to do.
You can't Thopter Sword me.
No.
Thopter's got exiled.
And this is also your last turn of the game, Phil. So.
And Aiden's already got the game 1,
yep.
So should be match.
Phil is in the ultimate rock and a hard place here. He will concede the game. Aiden Brier's going to win this game and match here over Phil Blechman. One